Hello everybody, welcome. Anybody here? Hi Frederick, good to see you back again. Hi there cousin.
Hello.
Hello everybody, Frederick, hi.
Hi,
Cousin?
how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. It's been a terrible weather recently.
Hello everyone, I'm my teacher.
You know, we've had very bad weather. What's the weather like where you are?
Very bad weather.
You've had bad weather too. Oh, ugh. What kind of weather have you had? Why is it bad?
For me, it's raining.
Yeah, me too. We've had rain for some time now in this winter. This morning we had snow and it was sunny and fine and I was happy, but then the warm weather came back and it's all wet again. Yeah. Okay, so that was a very interesting group I saw just now, finishing off a quiz. Who was in that quiz just now?
There were the Blue team and the Pikachu team, and the winners were the Blue team.
Yeah, I like quizzes too. I've got some quizzes, but I'm not doing one today right now, but I might do some quizzes with boards and grids. I think they're great fun. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, sure. We were so excited.
Was it easy for you?
Some of the questions were easy, but some were not, especially the idioms are quite difficult for me.
Yeah, sometimes they are, aren't they?
Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. This is Ahla. I'm from Saudi Arabia, and this is my first time in your class.
Oh, well, you're welcome. I hope you enjoy this one. I have different classes. Sometimes I do those kind of games too, and sometimes different things. So today, do you know what we're planning to do today? Do you have an idea what we're going to do?
Talk about phrasal verbs.
Well, I think we'll not just talk about them, but we're going to read something and look at some of the phrasal verbs. And sometimes with a phrasal verb, we can look at it and say, hey, what does that mean? We can change the words and give an alternative. So, for example, if I say, let's not put off any longer, put off is a phrasal verb. Can you give me another word which means the same as put off?
Postpone.
Put on?
No, I mean take off.
Yeah, but that doesn't have the same meaning though. That's another one. But let's look at put off.
Away.
Quite close.
They're all new, interesting, different ones. But sometimes if I say put off, can you give me an ordinary word, just one verb, which has a similar meaning?
Postpone.
Postpone, yeah. Postpone. Who said that?
Juan.
Who said? Edward?
Yeah.
Yeah, postpone, yeah, that's the word. And if I say call off, what would that be?
Cancel.
Cancel, yes. So sometimes we can look at a phrasal verb and we can convert it into an ordinary, more formal verb. So which of them is the most formal, postpone or put off?
Postpone.
Yeah, so phrasal verbs are a bit informal. So you can make yourself sound less formal by avoiding long words and, where possible, using some phrasal verbs. So I am trying to get my page loaded to share with you, and it's not loading very well at the moment, but Hope it does. Because I've lost my text. Has anyone had any trouble with the internet today?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
I can find the document of the class.
I can't open it now either. I had the page open and I had to close it because I had a problem joining the class, and now it's starting to get very slow here. Okay, so while we're waiting for that, let's go through and see who we have. I see somebody here who I haven't heard before. Cousin, are you there? Are you going to ask me a question? Hello?
I am here,
Great.
but I don't really know.
All
Sorry.
right then, great. Well, thank you for speaking to me. That's good to hear your voice. So nice to have you here. That's brilliant. And I hope that you can ask me some questions another time. So we've got Ala, cousin,
Yeah.
and Ali. Yes, I've heard from you already. That's good. You're from Saudi, aren't you? Is that right? Where are you from, Ala?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Yes, that's right. I did remember that right. So, Edward, where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Ah, yeah, I think I know that. I should remember because you've been to one of my classes or two of my classes before.
No, teacher, I haven't.
Where have I seen you before? Maybe I was watching you in another class. I can't remember. But I know you from somewhere. Frederick, you have been before.
Yes.
Yes. And can you remind me where you're from?
Paris. I live in Paris.
Yes, I remember. Yes. And we spoke about you in Paris. Emilo, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi there.
I am from Mexico.
Mexico. Ah. I remember the World Cup was there once in 1970.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this is my first time in class.
Which city do you live in or live close to? I'm still looking for my page here. It's still not loading. I don't believe it. So, you know, I might have to change this lesson if it doesn't load soon because it seems we have a problem on the internet. Now, we can at least we can all speak at least. Sorry?
Yeah.
I live in Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz.
And Juan, where are you from? Are you from America too? South America?
I am from Mexico, and I live in Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz.
I don't know that city. Where is it exactly in the country?
It is in the south. It is in the south, in the Gulf of Mexico. We have beaches, and it's a very hot weather. It's warm and humid.
You know, did you know that we experience weather from the Gulf of Mexico in England? Did you know that? This is why it's all wet now, because we get the weather from the Gulf of Mexico. It comes all the way across the Atlantic and keeps us warm.
Yeah, that is the right moment.
Yes, it's very interesting, isn't it? So, Yuan, are you there?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Juan Manuel.
Can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Hello.
Which country are you from?
I'm from Mexico too.
Do you live in the same part of the country?
I don't think so. My city is Puebla.
And do you like football?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Mexico were hosts to the World Cup. Yulisa, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
And where are you from?
I'm from Peru. Peru.
Peru.
Yes.
Ah, you know, I have a CD with some music from South America, from Peru, Bolivia, Argentina,
Yeah.
different countries. Flute and
Instrumental. Yeah.
flute and guitar, because I like to play flute. Do you play any music?
Well, no. In school, I tried to learn to play the flute, but very basic. I didn't learn so much. But yes, it's nice. That kind of music, instrumental music, is very nice to hear.
Yeah, I like flute music, and I like flute and guitar from South America. Yeah, and very good. So I shall do some later, I think, but not today. Selma, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
And can you tell me about you? Where are you from?
I am Selma and I'm from Algeria.
Ah, yes. So you're closer. You're this side of the Atlantic as well. And do you ever have any snow there?
Yes, we did, but now
Really?
it's raining.
Yeah, we had snow this morning and now rain because it's warmer again. So sometimes the weather gets cold enough for snow in Algeria.
Yes.
How cold can it get?
Well, maybe sometimes it's 7 or 6 below the zero.
So yes, something. It doesn't usually get much colder than that here. That's quite cold here, because we are kept warm by the Gulf of Mexico. I think maybe you are too. Maybe in Algeria, or maybe you're kept warm by the hot sun. How hot does it get in summer?
In our Sahara, it is 43. It is between 43 and 50 degrees in our desert. But here in the north, it is 30, 32.
Yes, actually, it's interesting because I thought you would get much hotter weather. Yeah.
It's 50.
Yeah, maybe I thought, because in England it doesn't go above 40 degrees.
Here
So-
in Algeria, we have the desert. This is why it gets hotter.
But the temperatures you were saying were not so hot. 32, 33, something
In the
like this.
north,
Maybe the north is not so hot as
Yeah,
some parts
as the
of the
south.
country. Yes. Interesting. Now, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to share my text with me with everybody because there's a problem here with the computer. So I'm going to change to another exercise, and so we'll have a look at that another time. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to give everybody a topic, and you have to speak about your topic for 1 minute. Try not to make too many grammar mistakes because I have my pencil. Can you see my pencil?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, teacher.
Yes?
Yeah, but you can put the link on the chat, maybe.
I can't open the page. I can't even open the page. The whole of that site server seems to have a problem at the moment. So I'm going to do the phrasal verbs another time, okay? I had the page open and I closed Google Chrome because I needed to start again. And now I can't see anything. So I think it's interesting that when there's a problem on the internet, we can still speak.
Yay.
Strange. So now I'm going to ask Ala to speak about a topic. Your topic is going to be a place that I would like to visit.
Yeah.
A place I'd like to visit.
We had to use phrasal verbs.
No, you can just speak freely because we're not doing phrasal verbs right now because of this problem. So speak freely and use any language that you like. Try to not make too many grammar mistakes because I'm counting them and I'm going to look at them afterwards.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. But let's just try our best, and then
Okay.
I'll ask you some questions at the end. So, a place that you would like to visit.
Okay. I would like to visit the Maldives. It's a beautiful island in the Indian Ocean. Um, it's one of the most famous islands. It's famous with its clear ocean and with its greenery. I would like one day to go there, visit. Maybe if I am lucky enough, I could go there and stay for a while. What I like about this island, is the fact that some scientists say that in the next 20 years it may disappear under the sea because of the high waves. It's so sad, but maybe it will change in the future too, or maybe they will have a good solution for this problem. What else? Uh, I don't know what to say else.
I don't know what else to say. Okay, well, you know, that was very good. I think that was excellent and very interesting too.
Thank you.
But there was one interesting thing which you said about it's a beautiful island,
Yeah,
but the name of this island is not one, it's plural, isn't it? So I don't know these islands.
I don't know.
Is it? Are there more than one? The Maldives.
No, it's not plural. I think it's Asian name for. It's not English. It's Asian for. I don't know, but I don't know the origin of the name. But
I've never heard of it, but it sounded like
it's so
it sounded
beautiful.
like the name that you said was plural. But anyway, very good grammar, very nice and very interesting. Let me just say, when you say the word most, though, try to make a nice O sound. Most, the most. A little bit too short R. Little like, not exactly most, but halfway most.
Most.
So this is not right. You should say most of the time, most of the time.
Most of the time. Most of the time. Okay.
And just one little point, when you said high waves, it sounded a bit like a high wave, because then I realised you said high waves. But very good anyway, very interesting. Have another go again in a moment, because that was very good, and I hope everybody was listening.
Thank
So
you.
now, cousin, are you ready to try this? Five.
Sorry, not
Four.
yet.
Not yet. Okay, that's fine. You listen into these, and then maybe another go. Time you can try. So Edward,
Yeah.
it's your turn. I'd like you to speak and tell us about a game that you like to play.
A game I like to play is football. You know, since I'm a child, I love football, and I'm always in soccer team, and and since I'm 9 years old, I'm playing soccer. I love play soccer. I mean, it's exciting to play. I really like playing because I really enjoy. I can share with my partners, with my friends. I can maybe I really like to get this conscience to be awake in the movement, you know, because when you are playing football, you have to be aware what you do, because it's kind of a smart game. So I really like because of that.
Okay, great. Really good. I think it's interesting too, because there's two different kinds of awareness, and you're speaking about being aware and the smart game. Some people seem to be aware of what they are doing, but it's more than being aware of what you are doing, isn't it? Don't you think? It's a lot more than just being aware of what you're doing. I mean, some people, when they're driving cars, are focused on what they are doing. But don't you think, what sort of things should you be aware of when you're playing football?
Sorry, teacher?
Edward, what kind of things do you think footballers have to be aware of?
Aware of?
Aware of.
Sorry, I can't.
Aware of.
Aware of. Aware is like be afraid?
No, to know what's happening around you. If you know what's happening around you, you are aware of things. Were you speaking about awareness?
No, awake.
Ah, that's okay. Awake. What do you mean awake? Thinking. Sorry, Edward. The sound just dropped just then. Can you just
Really? Yeah. Okay.
say that again?
Because you have to be awake. I mean, in the state of conscience to do things in movement.
Yeah, awake, that's an interesting word to use because I would say that means concentrate, think about what you're doing.
Concentrate.
Yeah, like be awake, you know, think, keep you alert, to be alert. But I thought you said aware, like spatial awareness. Because for me, in football, this is very important, spatial awareness, don't you think?
Yeah, aware. Sorry, teacher, I was confusing. The word is aware.
It is, because it's a better word for this.
Thing, in a consciousness state.
Yeah, and some young people are aware of what they are doing, but they're a little bit too focused like this. They, like a horse looking ahead, and you have to look more laterally around and see what everything is doing.
Sure. An interesting fact is that people who play soccer get spatial intelligence.
Yeah, sometimes you wouldn't think so when you see Wayne Rooney, but it's true, isn't it? Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, I've heard this, and I think it's true. And the best footballers I know are quite intelligent, and they have some skills. Yes. Okay, that was very good. Let me see if you can correct me if I make a sentence here. If I say, since I am a child, is that good? Since I am a child.
Since I am a child. Since I was a child?
Yeah, that might make more sense. Actually, you can say, since I am a child. Who could say this? Who could say, since I am a child?
Other people?
Well, I can't say it.
A child.
A child can say it. Why? Why can they say this, but I can't? Since I am a child. Can you give me an example?
Because he's a child.
And can you give me an example? This word since is a little bit different.
Since how much? Since no,
since here can mean something else, not the same since. Since I was a child is present perfect. But since I am a child, this is not the same since. It's a different since. How could... Yeah?
Because I am a child.
That's right, it means because. The word since can mean because. Sometimes.
I am a child.
So a child would probably say because I'm a child, but they could say since I'm a child. Very unlikely. I think a child would say because I'm a child.
Since I can say also when I was a child I used to.
Yeah, when I was a child I used to, and you can say the present. You can use the past simple for football. If you don't play now, you can say I played football for 10 years. Past simple if you want as well. But you still play, don't you? How often do you play football now?
On weekends.
Every weekend. I used to play, but I've moved, and so I've left my
Much
team.
difference been since I was a child or because I am a child? Oh, since I am a child.
Since I am a child can mean because I am a child. So, since I'm a child, I don't really understand all of this politics. Or, since I am a child, I wouldn't really know what to say because I'm too young.
May I pose a question?
Mm-hmm.
Hello. May I pose a question?
Yes?
Yeah. How would you express in English the fact, the time from childhood up to now?
Up to now?
Yeah. How
Grown
is
up. Grown up.
Inside what?
instead of since? How you say that during which words could we use to express that lapse of time?
I think it's grown up.
Maybe throughout, throughout my life.
I want to tell my something about my life since my childhood.
Since my childhood is good, yes, and maybe throughout my life or all my life.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
There are lots of ways, of course, yes, but it's an interesting question. I've always, throughout my life, all my life, since I was a child, many ways.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on then. So, football is a very interesting topic, but let's move on to Emilio. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello there. Now, I would like you to say...
Sorry.
Hello?
I didn't introduce myself. I wasn't there before.
Ah, okay. Well, you're here now, and you've jumped the queue because you've come to the end.
Yeah.
Never mind. You can go next. That's fine. So, introduce yourself then.
Yeah. I'm Emilio. My name is Emilio. I'm from Spain, but I currently live in the United Kingdom, near London, in Guildford.
Guildford, near the Hog's Back, yes?
In Surrey County.
Yeah, so you live quite close to the Hog's Back.
Yeah.
That's a geographical feature. Yes, Surrey, yes, my brother lives in Surrey. How long have you been there?
I've been living here for about 3 months.
And do you like it?
Yes, but the weather is awful.
We've had some bad weather recently. I don't know what's wrong. You know, the weather is going crazy. Last May, we had very good weather, quite too hot actually, in May. And one day in August, when we expected good weather, there was a record cold night. And at night, it dropped to freezing in August. And in May, it was 35.
Yeah.
And now we've had cold, wet weather for a long time. I don't understand what's happening.
Maybe climate change.
Well, some people say this is normal, and we think we know the weather, but we don't. But it's interesting. Yeah. Anyway, Emilio, now I wanted you...
You are in England?
I'm in Kent, near Canterbury.
Yeah, okay.
I was in Surrey just last week, a place called Sunningdale.
Yeah.
And I went quite close to Guildford, but not so close. I've been to Guildford before. Have you been to Canterbury?
No, I don't know.
Canterbury is a historic city with a cathedral.
Yeah.
And it's the head of the Anglican Church.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I have some pictures, and some of it's very beautiful, like St Mark's Square. It's all old buildings, and like some old cities, parts of Amsterdam and parts of London are like this, but you know, very nice old buildings. Do you think that old buildings look better than new buildings sometimes?
Yeah, sure. I prefer old buildings than modern buildings.
Yeah, generally I think that's true. Do you know any new buildings which are very good and very attractive? Some,
new buildings?
Maybe there are some.
Do you mean new buildings?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. In museum, for example, in Spain, in the north of Spain, you know the Guggenheim building.
I can't remember what it looks like, and I've never been there.
Bilbao.
Can you describe it? Is it a big, tall skyscraper, or is it interesting architecture?
Yeah, it's like the museum in New York. You know the Guggenheim building, the Guggenheim Museum.
So they're both the same?
Well, it's similar. It's the same architect, I think.
Ah. I'll have a look at it later, if my internet starts to work again. Okay, now I'd like you to speak to us for a minute, if you could, about buildings. Anything to do with buildings. Okay, can you do that?
But what in particular? Buildings?
Well, you can speak about a building you hate or a building you like to go to visit because something happens there, or anything to do with buildings.
Yeah. Well, I liked to. I would like no. How does it say? I would have liked to visit the Twin Towers in New York.
Yeah.
Is it the correct tense?
I would have liked to. Yes, that's a very good tense because you know you used I would have liked to because there's no longer a possibility. So I would have liked to. Yes, yeah. That's a good way.
Yeah, because I thought they were very interesting building and characteristic of New York City, but I couldn't. And the last summer I was there. I was in New York, and
any more?
Upside down.
A little bit short. Any more? Okay. Well, yeah, I would have liked to. That's a very good tense. What is that? What's the name of that tense?
You're still there.
Oh, sorry. The sound seems to be a problem at the moment. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Very well. Yeah. Here in Brussels.
I think we've lost somebody though. Yeah, having a few problems here, sorry. Okay, he might be back in a moment.
Aydan önce aradık gideceğiz diye. Bugün
Okay, let's go on now. So, we haven't had Yulisa yet. Yulisa, are you there?
Okay. Yes, but I think it was Ermilo first. Ermilo.
Emilo?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, let's have a go with you then. So, where are you from, Emilio?
I already said you that I am from Mexico.
Yeah, sorry about the sound today, and I hope that we can hear you clearly. Now, do you have any particular hobbies or interests?
Well, I am interested in technology. Technology.
Ecology?
No, technology.
Sorry, it's not you, it's the sound. The sound is not good. Technology. Anything specific about technology?
Electronics. Electronics. Something about electronics.
Well, would you mind giving us a short presentation for a minute about the area of electronics and your interests that you have in electronics? So, electronics is quite a varied field, and could you tell us a little bit more about the area of electronics that you're interested in? Camilo, sorry, yeah, the sound keeps dropping. I'm sorry for that.
Communication systems. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, communication systems, yes.
Yeah. Everything involved with towers, antennas, transmitters, receivers, and microwave, and audio system, and TV systems, and everything about communications, and the communication from earth to air, and to the sea with ships, and with the surf, and everything involved with communications.
When you spoke just now about microwaves, of course I had a quick image of my microwave oven, and microwaves are quite interesting. How are microwaves used?
Okay, microwaves are very short, very short long wave of the radio frequency transmitter from a point to another point. We can say microwave is used especially between a satellite and Earth.
From satellites to Earth?
Yes.
And why aren't they dangerous? Because we know that the microwaves can transmit a lot of energy and be quite dangerous.
Yeah.
So how can they be safely used for communication? How can that be safe?
This kind of energy is transmitted with very low patterns of energy, because they have very long reach, and they are only transmitted in one direction. It's not the same like AM radio or an FM radio. They are transmitting in many directions. The microwave is confined to one direction by the parabola antenna.
And so then they're not dangerous, I think you said, because the energy is quite low, but also they are...
And if you are not in the path of the beam, of course.
So they are controlled and they are very directional.
Yes, they are transmitted to the sky, and if you are in the path of the beam, it would be dangerous. But you are not, because it is transmitted especially to the sky.
Ah, so they are dangerous if you're in the path of those waves.
Yes.
Right. What actually happens to you if you are in the path of a microwave?
Oh, well, microwaves can accelerate the velocity of movement of the molecules. Molecules.
The molecules, yes.
Molecules of the matter. And when this happened, it began to have hot. It is like if you put one hat in front of the other and you began to move one and the other in opposite directions, you will get hot the hands. Can you see?
Yes. So the energy is transmitted or transformed into heat energy.
Yes. Look, if you put the hands in this way and you move, you will find the hands are taking hot. they are going hot.
Because of the physical movement and the friction.
Yes, the same thing happened with the molecules. These are this happened because the energy of the microwave makes this movement of the molecules very quick, very quick. So they come hot and even they can be burned. It is the same with a microwave oven. The microwave oven makes the molecules comes to heat from the center of of the the piece of anything of meat or chicken or anything from the center to uh, the outer sides of the matter.
Yeah, so if you are heated externally, then
not externally, internally first. Internally first.
For microwaves, yes. So, but if but ordinary electromagnetic radiation from the sun will heat the outside of your body. But so microwaves can penetrate your body.
Yes, microwave begin to heat internally, and after the heat is going out to the, to the outside of the to the peel, we can say, of the body of the food you have inside the oven.
Okay,
for example, you can have a piece of bread. You can have a piece of bread into the oven, and the microwave begin to heat it, and we can say in the core of the bread, and it will respond the heat to the outside of the bread. So
well, you know, you're scaring me a little bit now, because you're speaking about putting bread inside a microwave oven, and you know, I think that doesn't sound like a good recipe. Is it possible to make toast in a microwave?
Well, look at this. If you have a piece of bread inside the oven for enough time, probably you can see the bread is not completely roast. But when you take apart in two pieces with a knife, you will find the center is burnt.
Whoa. No, I will try that, because I know that bread is something which just doesn't cook well in a microwave. You get something which is a bit like a soggy sponge. You don't get toast. But you say the center might be burned.
Yes.
Very interesting. Yeah. Why is it though that we can't cook everything in a microwave? Is that the problem? Because some things don't want to be heated in the center.
There is not any heat in the microwave energy. The only energy we have is the movement of the molecules. So if you see, you can put a piece of glass inside the oven, and it will not heat. Why this happen? Because the molecules cannot move as the molecules of water. The water is a kind of matter that can be heated more than other. For example, the oil cannot be heated, but the grease is going to be heated and more than 100 Celsius degrees. Much more.
You know, I've just thought of one last question before we move on about microwaves. Microwaves are fascinating. Why is it that metal objects behave in a special way towards microwaves?
Well, the metal objects are going to be moved more more quickly the molecules, so they can explode. They can make something like a short circuit. You can see something like explode.
Yes,
Can you
but
see?
how? Because you spoke about water, for example. Molecules can move, and you said
Yes,
in glass they're fixed. But
yes.
surely in a metal they're very fixed, aren't they?
We can see another thing: the properties of the matter, the properties in electrical properties. We have what is a conductor and what is an isolator. The glass
Insulator, yeah.
insulator. The glass, for example, is an insulator, and the metal is a very good conductor of electricity. And uh, and the insulator, the molecules cannot be moved because they are very, how you say, very tight, one with each other. They cannot be moved. But in middle, the molecules can be moved very easy. So when the molecules can be moved, they can be heated. And in this case, the water molecule, oxygen and hydrogen are going to be heated very easy, not as the insulator molecules.
Right, okay, well, that was really fascinating. We could go on all day about microwaves. I could, because I like science and physics and chemistry, all of this. Very, very interesting. One question for you, though. If you speak about waves, and you said at one point a long reach, I quibbled with the word reach. I think we want to use another word, not reach, when we're speaking about the distance something travels. So,
Yes.
which word is better than a long reach?
Well, a very long reach. We well,
Did you say reach? This word, reach.
yes, reach is correct. Reach,
And why not range?
range, or distance. Then the distance would be the best.
Okay, yes. All right, let's move on now to Selma. Are you here? Selma?
Yes.
Great. So let's change tack a bit here, because that was a bit technical, very interesting. But now I'd like you to take us off in a different direction, and I'm going to give you a very simple topic, and I hope you can speak about it for a minute. My favorite animal.
Okay, my favorite animal is my kitty. Its name is Bisa, and I love her so much. I used to play with her every day, and she is always a nice cat. She knows how to deal in different situations. I mean, when the guests come to our house, she does not come out of the room. She stays until the guests go out. What else? She loves playing with the sockers.
So what was that word? He loves playing with
Sockers?
sockers.
Socks, sorry.
Socks.
Socks.
Mm-hmm.
She had never been out of our house.
So how does she go to the toilet? Does she use the same toilets as you use?
No, she doesn't. We have we have a special place.
I'm glad to hear it.
It's like a garden. and a short garden, and in that short garden, my cat. I mean, she used to be there.
So she goes out of the door. Does she unlock the door and lock it behind her?
Now we have a garden in our house, so she doesn't need to go out of the door.
Ah, so the garden is not really a garden, it's a part of the house.
Yes, yes. Exactly.
Ah, very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And do you prefer cats to dogs?
Actually, I don't prefer. I'd prefer yes, cats to dogs. I've never had a dog before, but I think cats are better than dogs.
Okay, look, cats are different, aren't they? Cats and dogs are very different. What do you think are the main differences between a cat and dog?
Dog is more loyal to his owner, and he is the best friend of a human being, of a human. Cats are cats are less clean than the dogs. Dogs are less clean than the cats because, as I see my cat, she is always cleaning herself. In every moment, she takes care of her beauty. Yes.
Okay, good. Let me give you two sentences then. Here's the first one.
Okay.
What do you think about this sentence?
Okay.
Knows how to deal in different situations. I think you said that.
Yes, I did.
Now, is that... I understand this, but I would like to change it a little. Just in one place. And do you have an idea where I would like to change it?
To deal with different situations.
I would say with there, yes. I'd say dealing with something. Yeah, sorry, Hermine, I'll go back to Ulissa. I thought this is Ulissa, but okay. So this is Selma. Yes, Ulissa, yes. You'll be next then. Wait a moment, then one more before it's your turn, Ulissa. Let me just one more sentence for Selma here. It's interestingly you said less clean than a cat. Dogs are less clean, something like this. Less clean than cats, maybe. Dogs are less clean than cats. This sounds a little bit strange for me, and I think English speakers wouldn't say it quite this way usually. So how would they say this kind of comparison?
Less cleaner?
I think they would use an as kind of expression. If they are the same, we would say dogs are as clean as cats. So that would be, if they are the same, dogs are as clean as cats. But if it's not true, then we can simply keep that structure and change it slightly. And that's how they would say it. They would say what? Yeah, that's right. I heard it there somewhere. Dogs are not as clean as cats. So your structure, I understand, logically speaking, but some things people don't say that way usually. Dogs are less clean than cats. You won't find people saying that. They will say dogs are not as clean as cats. Yeah, but that's interesting. Cats and dogs, that's just as interesting as microwaves, isn't it? So that's great. Cats and dogs are quite interesting to compare, I think. I've had cats and dogs, and I think I prefer dogs, but I can see the advantage of a cat. Cats are very... What adjectives would you use to describe cats rather than dogs?
Classy?
Maybe. Yeah, sometimes they are a little bit snobby, aren't they, and posh.
Yes.
And they're very independent. That's one I hear a lot of people use. Cats are very independent. Do you agree?
Independent.
Independent or not? Because dogs are more social sometimes.
For my cat, she is not independent. When you give her to eat, I mean the steak, you must cut the steak into short pieces of steak. So if you give her a long and a big steak, she won't do that by her own self. You must to cut it into short ones.
Which word was that? Steak?
Steak.
Steak? You feed your cat steak?
Yes, steak and cheese, and the dessert is yogurt.
Wow. You know, I used to tease my dog. My dog, I was always begging for food, and I would speak to my dog and say something like, hey, I went to the fridge just now, and when you said the word fridge, the dog was like this. And then I would say, and you know, there was a big beefsteak in there, and the dog would start to salivate like this.
Yes.
And then I'd say, and you know what I did? I ate it. And the dog would go, and then I would say, but then I went back to the fridge, and you know, there was some ham in the fridge. And you know, and the dog's ears would prick up again. Okay, and then the dog would say, oh, again, and then I'd say, but then don't worry, because I just went back to the fridge, and there was a large portion of chicken, roast chicken there, and you know, I saw some cheese cream spread, and I put it on the chicken, and then I saw this little bag of chocolate treats for the cat, so I put those with it as well, and the dog was like this, and I said, and you know what I did? He said, what? Well, I gave it to the cat, and it went, yeah. So dogs and cats, well, actually, at the moment, I don't have any pets. So, right, let's go to Yulissa. Yulissa, are you there?
Yes.
We haven't got long, actually, so I'm running out of time. We better do 1 minute only with you, and then I'll see if I can speak to you later in the next lesson. So, Yulissa, can you tell me about your favourite hobby or sport that you like to do?
Okay. One of my favorite hobbies is dancing. When I was at school, me and my friends, we like to prepare some choreographies all together, and to present them in some presentations in school that we had for some important let's say holidays or festivals that we had in the school. So we like to get together in the house of one of my friends, and we started watching videos and preparing our own choreographies for the presentations. After school, I joined some classes to learn some traditional dances from my country. I learned some very basic steps of one dance called marinera, and that was it. Now I would like to continue learning more about dancing, maybe to learn new styles of dancing, because I think that's something that makes you feel very energetic, positive, and yeah, it's a nice combination between music and at the same time you are exercising, so it's something very, very nice to do.
Yeah, great, very interesting. And this is another interesting topic, which I didn't know that you were into dancing. Now, I'd like to tell you something about dancing and ask your opinion about it. First of all, I'm not sure, but it was interesting to hear that word choreography in a countable form, choreographies. Maybe it's possible, but I've never heard it before like that. But I always hear choreography as a kind of study, a kind of art. Like it's like geography, choreography, and I would say choreographies is uncountable for me. But okay, never mind that, because I wouldn't know if it's a mistake or not, but it's interesting. What I wanted to ask you was this. I saw dancing when I was a kid, and some things today I think are much better than they were in the past. But some things I think were better in the past. And I see on dancing programs on TV today that they, particularly Latin style, that it doesn't seem to be quite right somehow. I feel it's a bit robotic and a little bit too regimental and strict today, and in the past I think it was much more natural and interpreted, and not just everywhere in the world. I think that the music too, everything seems to be a little bit too mechanical today. What do you think?
Yes, well, about dancing, I think here we have a dance called marinera, and there are some contests. There is one contest once a year. And yeah, people say the same, that now people dance marinera. They have to learn in some special places to dance it, but in the past this was not like this, because this is a dance that it should be done in a natural way with your family. You don't need to go to an academic place to learn the steps. It should be something that it comes, or how to say it, it borns with you, or it
should be intuitive, really, not something which you. I think they're using their mind too much. They're not intuitive anymore. Somehow, something is different.
So I think that's what's happening now, maybe with dancing, more academic places are getting more popular. But at the end, I think dancing is something that we all can do. We just need to hear the music and try to move in the way, in the rhythm that as we feel the music.
Well, you say everybody can do it. I'm not sure I can. Not now. I think I won't try even.
we don't have to do it perfectly, but the thing is to enjoy the music and move, and yeah.
I prefer to dance in music rather than body. I would like to dance in body, but I prefer especially Latin music, maybe saxophone, like do 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 do. I like the music part, but I don't really think that I would be a very good dancer, because you have to get your body trained and physically feel like moving a bit. But I can do it in sport, but not so much in dance. But in the music is different. Do you play any musical instruments?
No, I'm not good at playing musical instruments.
And do you have any groups that you dance with?
Well, not now, but in the past, yes, I used to join some classes, but I would like to continue doing that.
Yeah, it's very good for you, I'm sure.
Yes.
Really great. Okay, well, I'm going to end the broadcast now, and sorry that we didn't get so much time to speak. We had a few technical problems as well, but it was great, and it's nice to meet a few new people. So I hope you can come again, and we can do something similar again. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Leon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.